Heiserer here with our halftime report, ACC College Football Saturday, and you see right there 22-7 Cavaliers with the lead over Duke. It was all Virginia early. Kevin Parks leading the way with 3 touchdowns, but a touchdown pass from Boone to Jamison Crowder, making it a game. He stopped there on Duke's defense as well. Heiserer back here live in our studios. Hope everybody's having a great weekend, and we saw it on paper when the season began in the ACC. Florida State Clemson. Remember, it was a rematch of the 2 undefeated teams last year when they squared off at 4-0. If they could just get here, both teams have had a history of losing a game along the way. It would shape up as one of the greatest games in conference history, and that's exactly what we have. For the 4th time in ACC history, 2 top 5 teams will go at it, and it'll take place tonight in Death Valley as number 5 Florida State heads into Clemson, South Carolina. Now, these teams squared off last year. Florida State won the game 49-37. It was E.J. Manuel, that quarterback from Florida State, taking on Taj Boyd. This time it's freshman Jameis Winston, who will have a tough task at hand going on the road into Death Valley. Again, 49-37, the final last year. Clemson had a 14-point lead in this ball game, folks, and you guys, both head coaches, know how big this is, so let's go ahead and hear from them.
Yes, it's not a pressure time. You can't look at it as pressure. This is fun. You have to. This is why you come. You don't worry. You can't worry about, oh my Lord, I can't play well. No. I'm going here to have fun. I'm going here to work hard. I'm going here to play in this big game. I'm going to play well. We're going to be successful. That's the way you got to look at it. You can't worry about outcome, because then it becomes no fun.
This is a toss-up, if you ask me. This is a game that comes down to a few plays. You know, this is just like the Clemson-Georgia game to start the season. You got 2 great teams that both want to win, that both have great aspirations. And in this particular case, heck, I mean, we're talking about trying to win a division.
Both teams playing with a ton of confidence right now, and you see here the home team 10 out of the last 11, including last year's game in Tallahassee. It should shape up for one of the all-time great games in conference history, and it's coming to you tonight at 8 o'clock. All right, we'll step aside briefly. Some other ACC action taking place today, including the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets looking to end a 3-game losing streak, and they took on the Syracuse Orangemen today here at Bobby Dodd Stadium. We'll see some highlights from that one, an impressive, important performance by them and their defense. Coach London pulling out all the tricks early on in this one, an opening 77-yard drive touchdown to get Virginia on the board, a fake punt, a 2-point conversion, all the momentum early, but Duke with a key stop there and a late touchdown, making it a ball game 22-7. We'll get you back out to Scott Field for some second-half action here in just a bit. Welcome back into our ACC College Football Saturday studios. My name's Heiserer. Right down the road from here today, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets took on the Syracuse Orangemen, looking to end a 3-game losing streak, and you see them there on a rain-soaked field at Bobby Dodd. Georgia Tech up 14, second and goal from the 3. Vad Lee with 2 touchdowns on the day. This was one of them. 21-0 early on Jackets. They go up 28-zip at the halftime. Very impressive performance by them. This is Vad Lee again, this time getting it done through the air. Darren Waller, 46 yards and the touchdown. Jackets up 35. Later in the 3rd, Justin Thomas. This is the backup quarterback, kid out of Alabama. I know a lot of people are high on. Getting it done with his legs. Look at him use his speed here. Takes it all the way to the end zone, cuts it back for the touchdown. Jackets go on to win 56-0. Georgia Tech all-time 3-0 against Syracuse. Paul Johnson and Ted Roof, they deserve a little bit of credit in this one. Unbelievable, 75 yards rushing for the Qs this week. They give up 372 last week. Also 0 penalties for the Jackets today. First time in 45 years. We'll step aside briefly. Another game currently in action. Maryland and Wake Forest. We'll check in on them at halftime next. ACC College Football Saturday. We'll get you back out to Scott Field. Second half action just moments away. You see 22-7 to score at the halftime. And both teams looking for their first conference win. Welcome back into our ACC College Football Saturday studios. I'm Heiserer. Let's go ahead and take a look at another game. We saw the Jackets win today. How about another game in the Coastal Division at half? That's Arnie Palmer right there, one of the all-time greats for Wake Forest. And here you see early on, this time it's Tanner Price, run the read option, keeps it for a 4-yard touchdown. 17-3 Wake Forest early on. How about the human Swiss Army knife? This time it's Michael Campagnaro, had a big punt return in this one earlier, throwing it back to the quarterback, Tanner Price, with the 4-yard touchdown. Campanero's 4th career touchdown pass. Wake rolling in this one. It's 24-3 now, early third quarter. Let's back it up to Thursday night. Upset alert? No. How about special teams? Stephen Morris, the quarterback, struggled for this one. That's okay. Ladarius Gunner's got his back. 67 yards for the cane and the touchdown. That's to give him the 13-7 lead. This time it's Brent Renner right before the half. He throws a 20-yard touchdown pass to Quinshot Davis to give him a 1-point lead, 14-13 at the half. Let's pick it up later, fourth quarter. Miami down, undefeated season on the line. Dallas Crawford crosses the end zone for the touchdown to take the lead. Final desperation pass from Brent Renner. It's batted down in the end zone. Miami's perfect season stays alive, and they go on to win 27-23. They'll take on Wake Forest next week. We'll get you back out at second half action in just a moment. Philip Dorsett, do want to mention, wide receiver for Miami, injured in that game. He's expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks. Also running back Duke Johnson with a head injury. They expect him back for next week's game against Wake Forest. 22-7 the score. Second half action with Wes and Brian Stan moments away. Welcome into our ACC College Football Saturday halftime show, and you see at the halftime up at Heinz Field 21-10. And Pittsburgh so far this year have been getting it done through the air with that passing attack and Tom Savage today. It's been the Isaac Bennett show, 127 yards and 3 touchdowns for the young man through one half of play. Welcome into our Atlanta studios. I'm Hans Heiser. Hope everybody's having a great evening out there. It's been a great day of ACC action, and there's 3 ACC undefeated teams going back to Thursday's night with Miami with the win. We'll take a look at some of the highlights from that game coming up in just a bit, but 2 of the big dogs, the biggest game in the ACC in quite some time, going at it right now. We'll get you some update on that later on in our halftime show as well. But right now, 3 games gone final today, so let's go ahead and start in Charlottesville, Virginia, where the Virginia Cavaliers looking for their first ACC win of the season. It was all Cavaliers early. You see David Watford, he finds Kevin Parks, one of his 3 touchdowns of the day, jumps in the end zone. They go for 2 just to make it 22-0, and then all of a sudden, it's Duke's turn. Brandon Connick connects with Braxton Deaver. He goes to the end zone for the touchdown, using his speed. Look at him outrun those tacklers to give Duke the lead. Blue Devils lead 25-22. Later in the fourth, still a 3-point game, 4:22 left. This time it's Anthony Boone, hooks up with Deaver again, 24 yards and the touchdown. Blue Devils scored 35 unanswered points to go on and win the game, 35-22, the final. Take a look at other finals from the day. Winston-Salem, North Carolina. That's Arnie Palmer on the back of a motorcycle, of course, with the Demon Deacons early on. And you see Tanner Price this time. He runs the read option and keeps it for a 4-yard touchdown. More on him in just a bit. 17-3 Wake early on. Later in the second, this time it's Michael Campanero doing all kinds of stuff. He's the Jose Akindo of college football. This time he's throwing it for the touchdown. Hooks up with that guy again, Tanner Price. Wake rolling, 24-3. Second half action. Here he is again. Tanner Price this time throwing a touchdown, so he's got 1 passing, rushing, and throwing on the day. First ACC player of the season to do that, and Wake rolls 34-10, the final in this one. Wake will be on the road next week down in Coral Gables, taking on undefeated Miami. We'll step aside briefly. More of our ACC halftime report coming up. We'll check in on Florida State and Clemson in just a bit. But when we come back, a couple more finals from today, including the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets trying to end a 3-game losing streak. Old Dominion with an impressive opening drive to get on the board first, with 21 points, 3 touchdowns from Isaac Bennett, getting it done on the ground for Pittsburgh. Paul Curtis's crew, outstanding so far through one half of play. We'll get you back out to second half action, in just a bit. We took a look at 2 finals from earlier today. How about the Ramblin' Wreck trying to get off the snide? The losers of 3 in a row. Syracuse coming to town. We'll pick it up early on. Second quarter, Jackets already up 2 touchdowns. Vadley, the quarterback, keeps it. Goes in left side, one of his 2 touchdowns on the day. Jackets up 21-0. They were up 28-zip at the half. Moving along, second half. This time it's Badley through the air. Nice touch under this ball here. Hooking up with his big play receiver, Darren Waller, for the touchdown, 46 yards. Jackets up 35-0. Later in the third, inner backup, Justin Thomas, the quarterback out of Alabama, fakes the handoff there, keeps it himself, takes it 50 yards for the touchdown. Jackets win 56-0, and outstanding effort by their defense today. Ted Roof's defense holding Syracuse to 75 yards rushing. This is after they rolled up 372 last week on the ground. Another final going back to Thursday night, and Miami, Stephen Morris, their quarterback, not his best night, 3 interceptions, but he had special teams to rely on. This time, Ladarius Gunter blocks the punt, takes it to the house. Canes up 13-7. Brent Renner, though, he would find his man in the back of the end zone. Quinshad Davis, 14-13. That score hold up until half, and let's pick it up late. Miami with their undefeated season on the line. Just under a minute to go. Dallas Crawford scores, and finally, one last desperation. Brent Renner to the end zone for the Hail Mary. It's batted down. Miami's season still perfect. 27-23, the final from Chapel Hill on Thursday night. Of course, Miami undefeated. The other two teams in the ACC undefeated. They're going at it right now. Florida State at Clemson. They're halfway through the first quarter. When we come back, we'll take a look at who scored first. All right, folks, there's no question about what the big game of the night is. You see Clemson taking the field, coming down the hill, petting the rock, rather. First play from scrimmage, Taj Boyd hooks up with Seginger. He fumbles the ball. This place is going crazy. The first play from scrimmage, he fumbles the ball. Florida State recovers, and he does it again. Unbelievable, Jameis Winston, what he's done this year. This time hooking up on the touchdown with Kelvin Benjamin, 22 yards, stretching up in the air. Unbelievable effort on both sides. They would add a field goal. It's now 10-0, under 4 minutes to go. Clemson has the ball at midfield, and they're driving. Again, 21-10 the score here. Pittsburgh over Old Dominion. We'll get you back out to second half live football action with Ron Thulin, Obi Mihaly, and Elizabeth Moreau next.